Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I have the Sony A7 Mark III and the 6D Mark II. So this is going to be a quick comparison between these two cameras, and I will let you know what kind of difference you can expect if you are upgrading from a Canon DSLR to a Sony mirrorless system. Stay tuned for more. The Canon 6D Mark II was released back in 2017 July at a price tag of around 1,30,000. 6 months later, the Sony released A7 Mark III in the market on February 2018 at a price tag of 1,60,000. So within this 30,000 price range, both were competing on the same segment. Let's find out which camera is better in 2024. While using a mirrorless camera, the first thing you will notice would be the weight and form factor of this camera. Sony is no different. The Sony A7 Mark III weighs around 650 grams with body and the battery, and compared to Canon, it's very light and highly portable. The camera comes with a dual SD card slot, and the battery performance is also good compared to other mirrorless cameras. The Canon 6D Mark II weighs around 750 grams. It's a bit heavier compared to the Sony A7 Mark III, but the body feels solid and rugged and robust in your hands. But on long-term shooting, this slight variation in the weight does comes a bit heavy on the hands and all. The main advantage Canon 6D Mark II has is the fully articulating screen. I think this is the only full-frame DSLR in the Canon lineup which has the fully articulating screen. Let's talk about the image quality of this camera. The Sony A7 Mark III packs a 24.2 megapixel full-frame BSI CMOS sensor. With its impressive 15-stop dynamic range and low-light performance, the camera hit the market, and it's been a favorite for all the content creators. Let's look at some sample images taken with this camera. The Canon 6D Mark II sports a 26.2 megapixel full-frame CMOS sensor. With the Canon's renowned color science, you get some rich, vibrant images straight out of the camera. Let's look at some images taken with the Canon 6D Mark II. Let's talk about the video features of Sony A7 Mark III. This camera can shoot 4K up to 30 frames per second. It can also shoot Full HD video up to 120 frames per second, which gives you some smooth slow motion footages. With the in-body image stabilization in the camera, you can shoot some great handheld videos with this camera. of the major downsides for the Canon 60 Mark II would be the video specifications. This camera cannot shoot 4K video, and also the Full HD video is restricted up to 60 frames per second only. But with the dual pixel autofocus and the flip out screen, it has been a favorite for content creators, especially those who want to create content. Let's talk about the autofocus of this camera. The Sony A7 Mark III has 693 autofocus points, which can cover almost 93% of the entire sensor. So that makes it lightning fast as well as accurately focus even in challenging conditions. The low light autofocus also seems to be works really great in the Sony A7 Mark III. The Canon has 45 cross-type autofocus points clustered to the center of the sensor. The camera has a dual pixel autofocus, which makes this camera almost equivalent to a mirrorless camera, because while using this camera I mostly use the live view mode to autofocus because of the dual pixel autofocus. While using both these cameras, I found the Canon's remote application to be much better than the Sony. The Sony app crashed at times, it lost connection with my camera at some times also. So I would say the Canon has a good advantage over Sony on this one. So as for my final verdict, I would say if you are into photography only and you want to have upgrade from the APS-C to a full frame camera, I would say the 60 Mark II would be a good choice under the budget, because in the used market you can get this camera around 50 to 50,000 rupees easily. And also with the DSLR system, you have numerous lenses out there on the budget side, like the 85mm 1.8 or the 50mm 1.8. So on the budget side, the Canon would be a much better choice. But if you are into videography and you want to get some good video performance, then I would say the Sony A7 Mark III would be better. But also you have to keep in mind that the mirrorless system comes with a cost. The lenses also is much costlier compared to the DSLR system. So that's all for my today's video. If you have any queries with regards to the contents I mentioned, you can just drop it down in the comment section and I'll make sure to get back to you. See you next time.